He finds stamp collecting too exciting. He enjoys both whole wheat and 1% milk. His voice has been known to cause narcolepsy. He is the blandest stallion in Equestria.
My Little Pony Uncommon Bond is a serviceable episode that just doesn't stand out, which is actually a little weird. All the elements for an awesome episode are there.
It's sad when the final scene is the most compelling moment.
Uncommon Bond has appearances by both Trixie and Maud, an antique shop filled with magical gewgaws, the return of the Mirror Pond, and Starlight doing crazy magic stuff. And it's still about as exciting as room temperature water. I can't blame it all on Sunburst, but he is not helping. Now yes, I understand that him being boring is part of the point. This is Starlight's episode and seen from her perspective. Being bored to tears by the guy is part of the experience. But he's like a cone of dullness. He just drags down everybody with him. He's just not a fun guy to play off of. It's actually pretty hard to explain why this is, but I think it's because Sunburst hasn't had very much development, and what exactly his thing is still up in the air. What seems to have emerged is that Sunburst is a super detail-oriented guy. This contrasts with Starlight, who's a big picture A to Z, work it out as I go along type. The problem is the episode doesn't find anything interesting to do with this conflict. For example, when Starlight casts that spell that turns her and Sunburst into fillies to play games again, they could have given him a real reason to be upset other than it kind of weirded him. Or maybe, rather than enjoying this thing Starlight made, he does nothing but bug her with questions about how it was done. Something to get at the source of the conflict between them. Now let's move on to the humor. And unlike the serviceable main plot, this is a complete misfire. Uncommon Bond is all setup and no payoff. When Sunburst shows up, he has a ton of bags with him, and it's not funny for a couple of reasons. It's not weird enough to be a complete non sequitur. Like, he didn't bring a baby grand piano, a bathtub filled with green M&Ms, and a 1/32nd scale model of the HMS Constitution.
That's oddly specific.
Exactly. It's also not a character moment for him. When Rarity does it, it's funny because she's literally a clothes horse. Then, when Starlight wakes up Sunburst at like 4:30 in the morning and he's all embarrassed because he wants her to leave so he can get changed, this joke doesn't make any sense. Because Starlight leaves so he can do just that. A sensible character would respond to this by shoving them out the door, metaphorically saying, "No one cares you're naked because that's a normal thing in this world." The only thing that works well in the episode is the supporting cast. Twilight is as adorkable as ever. Trixie steals every scene she's in because confidence is key. And Maud. Now that mare knows comedy. Finally, I would like to compliment the episode for using one of my favorite tropes. Buying a clearly dangerous magical thingy at an antique shop. And putting it in Sunburst's blind buy was a nice touch. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in My Little Pony, Uncommon Bond. On the good side, the central idea of the episode was good, the plot keeps things going, and the large supporting cast is fun. On the downside, the comedy kind of falls apart, and Sunburst is a charisma vacuum that sucks the life out of everything. So I give My Little Pony, Uncommon Bond a 3 out of 5. Now, if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel right here on YouTube. And find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.